Hello and welcome to another episode of All Sports Takes, where today we're going to be going through our NFL Week 10 predictions. John, last week you bested me. You were the better predictor. Simple as that. You went 10 and 4. I went 7 and 7. You won every single differential game, putting us tied at our records going into Week 10. It's going down the stretch, and it's going to be a fun one for that punishment at the end. Well, punishment and benefit. Um, but anyway. You guys should definitely check out our Thursday Night Football predictions video, which will be linked in the description. And as well, we went over and reviewed some of the trades that happened during the trade deadline. We recommend you check that one out. That'll also be linked in the description. We're just trying to post videos, trying to support this fan base. John, how'd you feel about last week?
It was a great week. Just a great overall year of football, especially predictions. I think we've had like 4 or 5 lead changes, so definitely keeping me
Mm.
on my toes. It's been a really good time. Good week of football. Not a lot of great games, but my team won in differentials, so can't complain. Andrew, how about you?
Um, Last week in terms of football, I was at an all-time low. I was hating the NFL. I lost all three of my differential games. The Bengals, I don't even want to talk about the Bengals. I want everybody
Oh,
gone out of that organization. I'm sick and tired of that team. Um, I'm so glad it's a bye week because I don't know how I could support this team. Two of some of the most devastating losses I have seen in my lifetime as a Bengals fan. And John knows I've been a Bengals fan for a long, long time. These are some tough ass losses. Anyway, with that being said, I'm excited for this upcoming week. I'm feeling a little revitalized. I'm hoping that I can make some good predictions, maybe get a little bit ahead of a lead here. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. One of the teams that is on the radar of all NFL fans right now, and that we discussed in our NFL trade deadline video, if you haven't checked that out, check the link in the description, is the Indianapolis Colts. They are facing the Falcons in a pretty big game, I would say, for the Colts, because this is show us what you got. I feel like they've had a really easy schedule. I think the Falcons are a pretty solid team, pretty solid competition. Colts are saying that we're Super Bowl contenders. We're contenders, right? Everybody thinks they're a pretender right now. So for me, this game, I have the Colts winning 30 to 20. Um, I just think that the Falcons have been extremely inconsistent. I wouldn't be surprised if they blew out the Colts. I know the Colts beat the Steelers last week, but I can't look past Jonathan Taylor and how dominant the run has been for the Colts. When they win this, or if they win this, I still think that I need to see more from this team, though. I don't know how I felt about that trade for Sauce Gardner. I got to see more. John?
yeah, pretty much same feeling as Andrew here. I think the Falcons are very inconsistent, and on any given week, they could probably have the best offense in the NFL and put up like 35 points. So it's really hard to pick these Falcons games, but I just think Colts overall are the better team. Jonathan Taylor's having a record-breaking season, super good season, and I think they'll be able to pull it out. I don't think the Falcons defense is very good. And if Drake London's not doing good, the Falcons aren't just going to have that volatility on offense if it's just on Bijan. So I'm going to take the Colts here, 30 to 25. I think it'll be a one-score game, highest scoring game for sure. It'll be a good game, but taking the Colts here.
Next, we have the Browns versus the Jets. Jets showing that they're going to tank, getting rid of probably two of their best players. Um, you can't not pick the Browns in this one. The Jets look so
Yeah.
bad. I got the Browns winning 21-10. Their defense is so good. I just don't think the Jets are going to score any points at all.
Yeah, I got the Browns winning 17-10. Not much to be said here.
Next, we have the Saints versus the Panthers. Talk about another inconsistent team, the Carolina Panthers. Had a big win beating the Packers last week, but also they lose the most random games. I would not be surprised if they lose against the Saints here, but the Saints suck. So I'm not going to pick the Saints here. I'm picking the Panthers 24-13. I don't even know. Like, why is this even a matchup? Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I was considering picking the Saints. I just feel like they're always going to get an upset, especially against a super inconsistent team like the Panthers. But I'm not making that pick today. I think the Panthers have looked really good. I think they definitely have a shot at the playoffs. I'm glad to see the Panthers doing good. Like no doubt, I'm glad to see they're doing good. So I'm gonna have them winning this game 28 to 20.
Next, a game that John is very excited for, and I'll let it go to him.
Obviously, Pats versus Bucks. It's our hardest test of the season. You know, I like the Bucks. I liked them all season. I think maybe picked against them once. I think they're a really good team. Baker Mayfield MVP season. The wide receiver core is obviously having some injuries. I think Mike Evans is still out, and Chris Godwin
Yeah,
may
Mike
still
Evans is
be
out
out.
for the season. Chris Godwin is likely to come back this game.
Yes, but I mean, even when he did come back, he still wasn't doing much, and it was just mainly on Emeka Egbuka to um really ball out and create most of their offensive potential. And I think Bucky Irving's also coming back. I could be wrong there. That will also help. Obviously, Patriots 6 game winning streak coming off a big win against the Falcons week. We almost choked it, but shout out Parker Roma for missing a PAT. Um, I think the Bucks are going to win this game. I know it comes as a surprise on Patriots fans. Should he pick the Patriots? But I gotta put what I think's first. I think predictions wise, I think the Bucks definitely have the upper advantage. I think they're just more consistent. They've played better teams, and I think the Patriots haven't really played a good team like this. I think we're gonna be in shock. Not ready for this. And I think we're gonna lose 34-32. But if I'm wrong, it's gonna be the greatest day of my life. So
I think
I
John's gonna
think
crash out if he's wrong because he's gonna be pissed he didn't pick the Pats, and he's gonna be like, "Dude, I knew I should have picked the Pats." I got the Bucks winning this one, 31-27 too. I just think that the Pats really haven't had a test yet. I don't know how they're gonna face against a better team. Bucks, we can almost all agree are a better team. Um, I know they have injuries, but I'm still trusting them, and it's in Tampa Bay.
yeah.
Can't ignore that. So I got the Bucks winning 31-27. Next, we have the Ravens versus the Vikings. JJ McCarthy put on a show, proved John the
I'll
hater,
be all right.
proved John the hater wrong and beating the Lions, and just great to see from JJ McCarthy. But they're facing one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Man, do those Ravens look pretty good? Do they look pretty good?
I have to agree.
I got the Ravens winning this one, 35-27. I think that's just the Ravens. I'm just not going to pick against them. They're so good with when Lamar is there in that system. They looked great against the Dolphins. Think they're going to pull this one out against the Vikings, and if they don't, then I'll be very happy.
All right, so JJ McCarthy had an all right game, 14 for 23, 153 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. All 3 touchdowns were just because of the defense and special teams. So it's really not that good. And he threw interceptions. Like overall, the game wasn't great by him. He really got bailed out by his defense. So I'm not really taking that as a good game by JJ McCarthy. So obviously I'm taking the Ravens here. 33-20. Don't even get me started on it. Ravens are too good.
Let me just talk about how JJ McCarthy led his
Oh,
team to beat one
it's
of the
not, he
best
did
teams
barely
in the league.
anything, bro.
One of the best teams in the league. He beat single-handedly JJ
Bro,
McCarthy.
dude, get out of here, bro.
Next we
They
have
had
the
a
Bills.
blocked field goal. What are we talking about?
Next we have the Bills versus the Dolphins. I got the Bills winning this one. Not much that needs to be said. Dolphins are trash, 35-13.
Yeah, Bills here 27-14.
Next we have the Giants versus the Bears. Bears offense is looking like it's revitalized a little bit. Giants looking like they're going through a slump, obviously missing Cam Scatterboo. I got the Bears winning this one 27-20. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants win just because I really don't trust this Bears team that much. Um, but I mean, the Bears faced the best offense in the NFL last week and still won. So, yeah.
Anyway, Bears have no defense, though. That is a slight problem. So I think this could be a high scoring game. Giants, obviously, the defense isn't great. Offense is mediocre, missing a lot of key factors. So I'm going to take the Bears here. 31-26. Definitely, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Big games from Caleb Williams and Jackson Dart.
Next, we have Jaguars versus Texans. And I got the Texans winning this one 21-20. A little bit of an upset. I think that they're just playing better than the Jags right now. I think the Jags are a little bit overrated. Haven't necessarily had the best season. I know they just made a trade for Jacoby Myers, but they barely beat the Raiders. Like, I don't know. They haven't had any good wins. I guess they beat the Chiefs, but you know what I mean, John. I don't really trust these Jags. I got the Texans winning 21-20.
Yeah, I will inform you, CJ Stroud is out. You're aware of that, right?
I am aware. I'm still picking the Texans here.
Fair enough. I know Davis Mills did look solid against the Broncos. CJ Stroud just really hasn't looked that good all year, but I'm gonna stay safe here. I'm gonna pick the Jags here. I just don't know how Davis Mills is gonna play. I know the Texas defense is really good, but and the Jags defense isn't the greatest, but it's Davis Mills. I feel like he could definitely force a couple interceptions, and I think it's gonna be big game from Travis Etienne, and Trevor Lawrence has a solid game, keeping him in the lead, 20-18.
Something that you're not talking about is how Davis Mills, um, he came into the game last week.
I'm aware.
That's really hard as a backup to come in anytime and not make any errors. He didn't throw any picks. I mean, obviously he didn't end up winning the game, but he kept it close. And I mean, the Texans almost beat a really solid team in the Broncos. They kind of made it competitive against Seahawks. They beat the 49ers. Texans are being slept on, man. Texans are being slept on.
What you are failing to mention though is Davis Mills has been for the Texans for like 6 years now, so he does like has a little bit of familiarity with the
I
team. So
understand. I understand what you're saying. Hasn't been 6 years, but
it's
um,
been a while, let me tell
no,
you.
he got drafted in like 2023, dude. Davis
I,
Mills. When was he drafted? 2021 was when he was drafted.
so 4 years.
Warriors. Okay. Anyway, next game
I
we
don't know.
have the
I just think he's
Cardinals.
gonna sell.
Next game we have the Cardinals versus Seahawks. I got the Seahawks here. They look so dominant. Kyler Murray's out. He's on the IR. Hawks look too good. 35-20.
Yeah. To be honest, it's Joshua Dobbs, right? Or is it Jacoby Brissett? I
Jacoby
always get those
Brissett.
two. Jacoby Brissett honestly looks better than Kyler Murray, or about the same. So I'm gonna be taking that doesn't really matter though, but I'm taking the Seahawks here, 27-16.
Next, we have the Lions versus the Commanders. Commanders, I'm sorry. I don't know why I gave Commanders fans hope by picking them. Lions 30-13.
Yeah, Lions here, 34-20.
Next, we have the Rams versus the 49ers. Man, this is a toss-up game. This is going to be a great game, I think, John. 49ers seem to own the Rams, but the Rams seem to be just on such a hot run recently. Who do you got in this one, John?
Yeah, this is definitely a toss-up game. Obviously, the 49ers winning the previous game, and a great game. Rams have only gotten better since then, looking dominant. 49ers, I think they're always going to compete with any team, even if it's Mac Jones or Brock Purdy. I think they're going to be able to compete with any team, even with the amount of injuries they have. They're managing it, and they're always competing. But I just think with the amount of injuries the 49ers have and how good the Rams have been looking, I'm going to take the Rams here. 24-21 close game and keeping the division tight.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Rams winning this one. 31-29. I think this is going to be a close game, and I do agree this 49ers team overall is a better team, but not having a QB, you have so many of these injuries. Wide receivers are just injury ridden. You got to pick the Rams here, right? Even though it's in San Francisco, it's such a tough game, I know, but it could really go anyway. But I think you got to choose the healthy team who's been dominating recently, and that's the Rams. Next, we have Sunday Night Football. The Steelers are on Sunday Night Football once again against the Chargers. I got the Chargers winning this one 31-27. They look pretty good. What I will say is whenever I don't pick the Steelers somehow find a way to win. So I probably will be wrong. But yeah.
I don't know. This game's a toss up. I just feel like these teams are like just like some weeks are good
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
some weeks they're not. It's like these two are like really inconsistent. I really don't know how this game's gonna go. I think it's a toss up. I'm gonna stick with the Chargers here, 27-23, close game. I mean, I just think it's a toss up. I couldn't tell you.
Chargers are really solid on primetime football. So
They are, yeah.
I will add that, especially on Sunday Night Football. Next, we have the Eagles versus the Packers on Monday Night Football. I don't think this is going to be a game. I got the Eagles winning 30-17. I think that the Packers are extremely overrated. Obviously, coming off a tough loss last week, you're losing your best wide receiver in Tucker Kraft because they don't have any wide receivers. I know he's a tight end, but and I think the Packers are just not a good team. Just not a good team, John.
Yeah, well, for me, that's actually a pretty hard pick. And I probably would have picked the Packers if Tucker Kraft did not tear his ACL. So that makes me go with the Eagles here. I think it'll be a close game. I think the Eagles win at 28-25. I think the Packers are a good team. I just think they played really, really bad last week against the Panthers. Eagles have been looking solid, rocky start, but Jalen Hurts has looked really, really good these past couple weeks. He's throwing good, he's running good, making the right decisions. So I just think it'll be too much for the Packers to handle. So I'm gonna pick them 28-25.
So we only have one differential game, correct, John?
That's correct. Jags, Texans.
Okay, we'll have to see how that one goes. Davis Mills, I trust in you, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, Davis Mills. Come on.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, we appreciate your support, and we will see you in the next episode of All Sports Takes.
Ooses.
Deuces.